Hello, everybody. This is Noah and John, and we are from UrbanDigs, and it is Monday, so you're going to get your Brooklyn weekly market update. John, let's get right to it. I'm in the UrbanDigs chart room. I see Brooklyn supply 3280. Show me that chart.
3280, Noah, you, as usual, have the numbers correct. That is a tiny drop from last week, by about 5 units. And what do you want me to say? It is summer.
Yeah, it looks like it's just a mixed bag right here. Nothing's going on that much. Let's move on to pending sales, see if there's anything going on there. I'm looking at it right now, 3654. Johnny, show me that chart.
3654, as usual. Again, Noah, you are right. 2 for 2.
It's incredible.
I don't know how you do it. That is a teeny tiny drop from last week. And so Brooklyn's sort of in this holding period in the summer. It's still extremely active, but it's sort of, just the whole thing is a little bit slower than it was, say, in April.
Yeah, and this is what happens this time of year. But you know what? I can't help but notice that the market pulse in Brooklyn is over 1, and that means that there's more stuff in contract than there is even available for supply. So if you're a buyer out there, you need to just understand the market that you're operating in. And if you're a seller out there, let's go to the weeklies, and maybe we have some ideas what's happening in terms of trends. I'm looking at the 1 week trend. I'm looking at Brooklyn supply. 257 things came on the market. That's up a little bit. Johnny, show me that chart.
It is up a little bit. It's up almost 4% from last week. But it's still within a very narrow range here. No, I mean, essentially supply right now in Brooklyn is for the most part going sideways. And if anything, it's trending down.
Yeah, and listen, supply is a function of a lot of different elements here. It's not just the amount of stuff that comes on the market. It's also a matter of the stuff that goes off the market. And let's go right to that. I'm looking at 1 week contract signed. I see 207 things went into contract in Brooklyn. That's definitely up. So Brooklyn is seeing a nice week here. Johnny, show me that chart.
Yeah, it's up. It's up of almost 17% from last week. And last week was strangely down. I think that's because the week before was the July 4th week. So I think we're sort of, still kind of catching up from that holiday. But generally speaking, Brooklyn's still doing, over 200 contracts a week, which is fantastic. But we're very much range bound, and we're kind of, from being mid 200s, we're sort of now settling right around the 200 level, but it's still an extremely active market, as we talked about a second ago.
Yeah, and this is listing flow. This is real-time listing flow. This is supply and demand as we see it. And I want to just point out, guys, if we look at the 1 month here, we're still down in supply in Brooklyn for 1 month. 992 things, down 24%. Contract signed, as you said, John, we are down. So we are coming off those summer lows. And here's what I want to point out, guys. If there's 835 things going into contract and there's 464 things going off market, that is a hell of a lot more than 992 things that are coming on the market. And that is what's pressuring supply. And that is why supply is just not going up. So until something changes, I think buyers are going to have to deal with this, a very tight inventory market in Brooklyn.
Yeah, you're exactly right.
Okay, let's go out of UrbanDigs. Let's look at Brooklyn negotiability at the time of the deal. We love this chart. It really does show you, based on the most recent closings, what is going on in terms of negotiability. We broke it down between discount from original ask, that is in blue, and discount from last ask, that is in red. John, I think this chart speaks for itself. And if you want to know what's going on right there in terms of negotiability, sellers are right now for May negotiating about 1.2%. That is not a lot. John, what do you see here?
No, it's not a lot, Noah, and this is a perfect dovetail on what we just talked about, which is that there is far more contract activity than there is supply, essentially on a weekly level. So if you're out there and you're looking for a unit and you're looking to negotiate something that just came on the market, chances are you have a lot of competition, and that's exactly what this chart is showing.
Yeah, and just to be clear, guys, this is all the deals that were signed in May and closed. Right? This is all the deals right here signed in April and closed. So that's why it's negotiability at the time of the deal. We're kind of removing that lagging closed sale price, and we're going back to the contract date to give you kind of a real-time look. And it's just incredible to see what this market has done over time and where it is right now. Sellers need to understand that this market is strong. There's liquidity even during the summer, and that if you're not getting any action, then something's wrong with your price. We say that often, but sellers really need to understand that this is a market that is favoring them, right? Yes. And when I look at prices and I look at price cuts and sellers in Brooklyn that are reducing their prices, if I take a chart and just very simply, how many sellers reduce their price each month, okay, this is what that chart looks like in those blue lines. And that is quite telling right over here. Of course, July is not finished yet. So this bar is incomplete right down here. That's obviously going to continue to rise up as we finish with July. I still wanted to show you, but it's interesting nonetheless that sellers are reducing their price to meet the market.
Yeah, and this is, if the first chart showed us sort of how frantic buyers are to get deals done and essentially they're accepting prices that are almost right at the asking price.
Yeah.
This chart tells us that sellers are just as happy to get deals done. So you've got sellers out there that are just eager to lower their price to sort of get to the market in order to get those deals done. But I would point out, Noah, that, I mean, yes, there have been a lot of price cuts, but look at that median price cut. It's somewhere around 5%. It's not that much. And it's just, to me, almost this looks like more like I'm just trying to get some quick attention than I am actually really trying to negotiate seriously here.
Yeah, I would agree with that as well. It's very telling to see this market deal with this crisis in its own unique way. And I mean, listen, the numbers are what the numbers are. We're just trying to interpret them for you in the hopes that you can pass this on to clients and maybe convey the message of the markets to them as well. Thank you so much, John Walkup, for bringing up all these charts. I am Noah Rosenblatt. We are both from UrbanDigs. This has been your Brooklyn Weekly Market Update, and we'll catch you next time.